For this problem, we're asked to find a vector normal to a particular plane. Okay, now as we begin, we need to know what it means for something to be called normal in mathematics. And what that means, normal is just another way to say perpendicular. Okay, so we could have a line, and then we would say what's something that's normal to that line would be perpendicular to that. In this particular scenario here, we've got a plane, and we're trying to find a vector that is perpendicular to that. Now keep in mind there are infinitely many vectors that would be perpendicular to that plane. So they can have different magnitudes. They could go in the positive direction, or they could go above the plane, or they could go below the plane, but those would all be normal to that plane. So in order to find a normal vector to this plane, we need to know a couple vectors on the plane. And so you have different options as to whether you want to find vector AB, vector BA, however you'd like to. You have different choices. So I'm going to look at vector AB and vector BC. As long as I pick two vectors on the plane and then take the cross product of them, then that new vector will be perpendicular to the whole plane. So vector BA is 4, 4, 7, and vector BC is -7, 1, -3. Okay, so now I need to do find the vector product of these two new vectors. So I'm going to take those and find the cross product. So when I look at these, I like to write that determinant with I, J, K across the top, and then we have 4, 4, 7, -7, 1, that's a 7, and then -3. It's a positive I, a negative J, and then a positive K. Okay, so this is 4, 7, 1, -3, minus J times 4, 7, -7, -3, plus K times 4, 4, -7, +1. So cross multiplying here, I have a -12 minus 7 times I minus, well, I guess I could write that later. That's a -12 minus a -49, so plus 49. And then plus 4 minus 28, minus a -28, so that's 4 plus 28. Oh, and it needs a K. Everybody needs a K. So I found the vector -19I. This became, well, it was a positive 37, and then I make it negative here, so -37J, and then a positive 32K. So this vector, -19, okay, I had to glance back. -19, -37, positive 32. -19, I think it was -37. And that is going to be, that's the normal vector. And it was kind of gross, but we can multiply it by any scalar, and that would be perpendicular to the plane.